Unit 8. Lesson 7. Speaking. Objective. Give a talk about a story. Vocabulary. Moral. A sentence that tells you what a story means and that teaches you something. The moral of the story is that you should think before you make a decision. Take place. To happen. The story takes place in a castle. Activity 1. Listen to someone giving a talk about the story in Lesson 5. Do you think it's a good talk? Why or why not? What makes a good talk? A good talk includes a summary of the main events. It only includes important details. It tells us about the characters, where the story takes place and the moral of the story. The speaker gives his or her opinion of the story. Now, listen to the talk.
I'm going to talk about a traditional story. It takes place in a small village in Africa. It's called Jacobo and the Lion. It's about a boy who plays a trick because he's bored. The main character is a boy called Jacobo. His job is to look after his parents' goats, but he finds it boring. One day he shouts, "Help! A lion!" And his parents go to help him. But when they get there, he's laughing, and they realise that it was a trick. There isn't a lion. A few weeks later, Jacobo does the same thing again. This time, his parents are furious with him. The next day, a lion really does come, and Jacobo shouts for help again. Nobody comes to help him because they don't believe him. The lion scares away all the goats, and Jacobo is very frightened. The moral of the story is, if people know you tell lies, they will never believe you, even when you're telling the truth. I think it's an interesting story because Jacobo learns an important lesson.
Do you think it's a good talk? Yes, it is. It has all the features listed below. Activity 2. Write notes about a story you like. It could be a story you have read in Academy Stars, or another story you know well. Let's use the story, The Trick, from Unit 1. Title:
The Trick.
Characters:
Musa and Hakan.
Setting:
A small village.
Main events:
One day, Hakan noticed his horse, Atik, was not well. He decided to sell it to his friend, Musa, for a very good price. Musa overheard it and wanted to teach him a lesson. The next day, Musa took a chair and broke it against the kitchen wall. Then he shouted for help. Hakan heard his cries and ran to Musa's house. Musa lied that he had broken his leg and asked Hakan to send him to hospital using his horse.
Ending:
Hakan knew that his horse could not carry Musa to hospital. He told Musa the truth. Musa showed that his leg was not broken. Hakan realized that Musa had tricked him too. He apologized to Musa and they remained best friends.
Moral:
We should never take advantage of our friends and lie to them for our own benefits.
Opinion.
I think it is an interesting story because Hakan learns an important lesson.
Activity 3. Prepare and practice your talk with a partner. Use your notes and the phrases to help you. Activity 4. Give your talk to the class. Answer any questions.
I'm going to talk about a traditional story. It takes place in a small village. It's called The Trick. It's about two friends tricking each other. The main characters are Hakan and Musa. One day, Hakan noticed his horse, Atik, was not well. He decided to sell it to his friend, Musa, for a very good price. Musa overheard it and wanted to teach him a lesson. The next day, Musa took a chair and broke it against the kitchen wall. Then he shouted for help. Hakan heard his cries and ran to Musa's house. Musa lied that he had broken his leg and asked Hakan to send him to hospital using his horse. Hakan knew that his horse could not carry Musa to hospital. He told Musa the truth. Musa showed that his leg was not broken. Hakan realized that Musa had tricked him too. He apologized to Musa and they remained best friends. The moral of the story is, we should never take advantage of our friends and lie to them for our own benefits. I think it is an interesting story because Hakan learns an important lesson.